Welcome to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Pace Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show!
Welcome to Wholesale Hotline number 108. Gentlemen, every time that we are sitting across from each other like this, it reminds me of the very first shows where people were calling in, we were answering questions on that cell phone, and it was a bit of a mess. It was a bit of a mess.
Hold on, can you say that a little louder? We need to put you on our microphone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little rough, but I'll tell you what, this is exciting. We've got an exciting show today. I don't know which camera. I got to get used to this here. Kong is here. Kong is going to pop in. He is in Phoenix, and he's going to pop in.
You mean King Kong?
That's it.
I tried tagging him on Instagram, just FYI, and Instagram won't let me tag him because he's done. I guess he's just too crazy on there.
Come on, man.
There it is. There it is. So, guys, any questions that you have for Kong, this is your opportunity to ask him here on Wholesale Hotline. We don't have him for the full show, but we will have him for a part of the show.
He's coming in here on his wife's birthday, y'all.
Yeah, that's like dedication to the craft.
Incredible.
That's like loving on the community 10x.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Jamil, talk to me. Let's open this up. I want to ask you this question, right? You're seeing you're like the person to go to really see the trends going on in wholesaling right now, right? Not only that, but just, is there anything that you're seeing in this first part of the year, this first quarter of 2022 that is new, that's exciting, that is something that maybe, a lot of people aren't really realizing yet? Is the volume of deals still up? Is it down? Are they bigger? Are they smaller? What is the landscape of the wholesaling business?
Great question. So what I've been noticing is happening is that buyers are buying a lot. They are taking down tighter deals because tighter deals are happening. They are buying on speculation because they are watching and reading the reports of where the market is headed in the next 12 months.
Inflation.
All the writing is on the wall. The buyers aren't dumb. They know they're going to kick themselves in the ass for not taking down and pulling the trigger on what looks like a tight deal today.
Right.
That by the time they're done remodeling is going to be a smoke show of a home run. So we're seeing that a lot. In fact, today we walked a deal, Pace and I, on paper, it was a little tight.
Sure.
Yet, even on our way out, Pace was like, you know what? I want to buy this house.
Yeah, I legit said that.
He's just like, look, I know it's tight and I might only make 20 grand today. But by the time I'm done this thing, I'm probably going to walk with 50, 60.
Right.
So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing tremendous amount of volume, tremendous amount of activity. People are ready to pull the trigger. There's more liquidity in the market than I've ever seen. Hard money rates are low. Buyers are out there. They're ready to pull the trigger. I mean, guys, if you're not taking advantage of the market conditions that we have right now, you're missing the point.
That's it.
You completely are missing the point. Now is the time to strike. Guys, newsflash, okay? And I bet you this ages very well.
Yeah.
The market's not going to crash anytime soon.
Right.
It's just not.
Right.
The market conditions are, look, when you build.
Well, what about Russia? What about that? What about all these things that are going on? COVID's gone now. What's the next thing that's going to come in? Right?
Brother, we live in a world where I can't remember. I can't remember a time when it hasn't been fucked up.
Right.
Okay? There's always strife.
Always something.
There's always something. Otherwise, there wouldn't be news.
That's it.
The news needs something to cry about, to be sad about, to be fearful about, to sell you fear. The news needs something. Now, I'm not saying that what's happening in Russia isn't important.
Right.
It's important what's happening in Ukraine. It's important.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that COVID's not important. It's important. what's happened is important. The implications, the economic implications, the inflation, all the things, all the people that died, the loss of life, all of it's important. It's all important. And I'm not minimizing what we live in and how life has been. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking at global events and geopolitical situations to crash the market so it can be your time to get in, first of all, that's fucked up. Second of all, that's fucked up. And third, stop it.
Damn,
let's
get
to work.
Say it a third time. That would have been so great.
He's got plenty of them in there. Don't worry. He'll pull them out if he needs to. But you're absolutely right. Right now is the time to sprint. Right now is the time to get brave. Right now, if you've never made a call to a distressed property, we were just talking about this, the role play that you guys have, and you give some of your students in your sub 2 some leads so that they can talk to their seller for the first time. I'm definitely going to implement that. But I mean, what do you see when that happens? Do you see that there's a lot of like people fall apart like they're glass? Do you feel like they do better than they thought they would? Do you feel like they just kind of, clam up? What happens on those calls when people are talking?
We all know Munif, right? We all remember Munif. You got second place in the Amazing Olympics. So let me give you the history on Munif just real quick. So for 2 years, he tried to get into wholesale, right? He joined those $60,000 mentorship programs that don't actually have any user experience or any high-level support. He then sees on my Instagram stories all my students doing role playing, and he goes, "What's this?" I go, "Oh, my students do role playing every single morning." And he's like, "I have to join your program." I'm like, "Oh, you joined my program not because of creative finance, not because." He's like, "Well, I see the community and I see the level of support." So he comes in there. He goes on what we call the daily dial. Any of my students in the side chat, shout out daily dial. A lot of my students in here love the daily dial. Do deals on there, and the first time that Munif did role play, okay? When he did role play, this is what happened. Jamil, act like you're calling me. You're the seller. I'm Munif. Okay.
Yep.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is Munif.
Oh, hi.
Hangs up. Literally, Munif
so
hangs.
I did that voice for nothing?
Bro,
no, Munif just hung up.
I think you crushed it.
You crushed it. Munif literally hung up. Guys, this was not even a real seller call. It was a role-playing call.
He just got frozen.
He froze. But that is what we actually are trying to get our students to go fight through. And then 5 months later, a guy who froze on his first role-playing call wins second place, only second behind RJ Bates.
Right.
Incredible.
Beat out everybody else, all these quote unquote trained assassins. So
wait a second. Are you saying that this is a skill that you can learn and improve on?
And by the way, guess what he is? He's an engineer by education.
And speaking to people, it's tough. I mean, it's tougher than an expressive personality.
In 5-6 months with continual practice every single day, you can be a trained assassin.
And I've met Munif. He's a fabulous, wonderful person. But Pace is right. I mean, he does exhibit engineering type personality qualities in that he's not like boisterous, exuberant, the kind of person that you'd be like, oh my God, that guy's getting out there and wants to talk to everybody.
Right.
Munif's reserved. But at the same time, when it comes time for him to have to do the thing that he's got to do, he gets it in.
Well, here's the thing. So we started the Screw Up Award in Sub 2. Okay. So the Screw Up Award started this month. And my students, we also have a support call every night called the Nightly Dial. And Daniel runs it. Daniel Quijano, you've met Daniel Quijano.
Awesome guy.
Amazing guy. He runs it for us. And what I do is I pay for the leads. I pay for the cold callers. They put them into a CRM that I pay for. And my new students are pushed to make as many mistakes with these new leads as humanly possible every single night.
Right.
And the person who makes the biggest mistakes actually gets to fly out, visit our office, hang out with me for a day, etc. So we're encouraging people to make mistakes.
Right.
And why do you think that is?
Because it's taking action. The problem that everybody has is that in their minds, they want it all to be perfect. They want to make sure they know all the right words, that they have all the right sayings, that they have an understanding of every aspect of the business before they're going to pick up the phone and dial. And in fact, if you do that, you'll never call, because I don't know everything yet. And I've done over 5,000 deals.
Isn't that interesting that all three of us are still learning, even at our level?
All the time.
All the time.
Well, that's one of the most exciting parts about this business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not only that, but just, I think that as you start having real professional conversations with people about real estate, you start understanding that there's only certain amount of things people are going to throw at you. And coming into it from whatever, a different industry or a different world, maybe you were a teacher, maybe you were in medical, maybe you drive trucks, maybe you were in the military, whatever you were doing, you weren't qualifying these conversations when it came to real estate. You're not talking about the condition of the property, their timeline to sell, their motivation to sell, and their price. But you find out after you have a lot of these conversations that most of them go pretty similar. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, there's only a certain amount of objections that you're going to get when you ask somebody if they're going to, if they would consider an offer on their property, right? There's only a certain amount of objections when you're asking them if they would consider some sort of creative financing.
I don't run into really anything new anymore in that regard. Like the objections, the issues sellers have, they're all cookie cutter. It's all somewhat predictable. The game now is how quickly can I figure out which objection is coming down the pipe?
That's right.
That's it. And you become a trained assassin.
Yep.
So about the market conditions, I want to say something. I want to say shout out to you.
Sure.
Shout out Jamil Damji. Okay. Shout out. And here's why. You have done such a great job getting your Keegley franchisees up and going. I am buying 30 multifamily doors this week from the Charlotte Keegley franchise.
Oh, James.
So he is generating leads and they're creative finance. So he's having a hard time closing because he hasn't learned creative finance yet. And I go, dude, just let me take him over. I get on the phone. I'm flying out to Alabama this weekend actually to go visit one of them. 0% seller finance on an 18-unit complex.
Incredible.
Here's what's incredible. On paper, this seller probably has a property that's worth maybe 1.7, 1.8. Okay. In an as-is condition, 1.8. How much am I paying?
$2 million.
I'm paying $2 million.
You're gonna pay more now so you can get terms.
Right. And what are my terms? What's the favorable terms I got?
0% financing, $100,000 down. If I could ever guess I'm trying to put something together for him right now in Orlando. I was on one of my support calls and a student said, I've got 18 units in Orlando, Florida.
I'll buy them.
Seller wants 1.79. It's actually a pretty decent deal. And for Orlando, right? Under 100K a day, under 100K a door.
Yeah.
So John Gallan, I know you're watching this. Reach out to us because you saw Brent's face right now, and Pace just said he'll buy him. John and I are in contact, but I tried to get John today to talk to the seller because I'm thinking about how I can package a gift for Pace because Pace has done a lot for me in my life.
Sure.
I wanted to walk over to him a deal that I know his sweet spot. 100K down, 0% owner financing, 30-year term.
Yeah, there you go.
Sweet spot.
Hey, Eric, will you go outside and see if you can get Kong riled up?
There you go.
Come on, man.
Come on.
You guys are holding it. There we go. And hey, welcome.
Come on, man. You're so freaking funny, dude. How are you, bro? Dude, I love your stuff, man.
Good to see you.
Hey.
Finally,
I'm meeting all
what's
the
up?
legends. Finally.
Hey, is that you?
Thank you so much.
Oh, I thought it was your wife. I was like, I feel so bad.
She's here.
Come sit down, bro. Come sit down.
It's always the prettiest one that's camera shy.
I know.
It's always the ugly one that wants to be in front of the camera. No,
That's right. That's right.
Kong, what up, dog?
Dude, hey, thank you so much for having me here, man. Dude, I'm sitting here, I'm shaking because these are some of the people that I look up to, that I watch.
Love you.
These are legends.
Shit.
Come on, man.
It took us 108 episodes to get you on here. So this is great.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I was texting him early. I saw him. He dropped in Phoenix. It's his wife's birthday today.
Yes.
She's mad at him right now because he's working. She's legit mad at him right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, you want to come on Wholesale Hotline? He's like, I'd love to, but let me ask my wife's permission. And he made it. You absolutely made it, dude. Thank you so much.
Your wife's birthday today?
It is, dude, and it start off bad, bro. It start off bad, and it start with an orange. So she woke up, she went out there in Arizona, the trees there. She picks an orange, she brought it in to me. She's like, "Colin, why don't you have this orange? It's an amazing orange. It's amazing." I said, "No," I said, "I don't want it right now." And it start from there, and it just get bad and bad and bad.
Yeah.
Dude, it start with an orange. So
you
next time your wife, your
Happy
girlfriend,
birthday.
Happy birthday.
oh, there it is. There's the boss.
Hey, just so you know, you're my wife's favorite.
Oh no!
There you
way.
go.
Yeah, my wife loves you so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is such an honor. Thank you so much for having me here.
Hey, bro, you're the man.
I'll see you later.
Kong, let me say right off the hop,
Yep.
you are inspiring tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there. Legitimately one of the funniest, most knowledgeable, real investors in the game, with a heart of gold and humble as hell. Right? Dude, I pay attention to the things that come out of your mouth, and they impress me every time because it's real life advice. You're talking to people from the point of view from somebody who's actually been through it and lived it, and it's real. It's like, guys, don't do this before you do this. Don't buy this before you got this. Don't buy this house. Buy this house. Live this way, then you can live this way. And it's like, it sounds like common sense, but it's not.
Right.
Because when you get into these situations and you get your first wholesale deal and you get that $40,000 check, very many people are tempted to go do some dumb shit.
Yeah. Start spending it. Yeah.
Exactly. And what Kong is talking about is how to, manage your personal finances. First and foremost, it teaches people how to get their deals, how to do those deals, then manage their personal finances so they don't turn into dummies.
Right.
And I think that is incredible information. I think people genuinely need to hear it. And every one of us in here is a fan of you. So
absolutely.
There it is.
Yeah.
First of all, man, dude, I want to say thank you so much for the kind word. When you say funny, I said, come on, man. Shit. You're the funny one, bro. And when you say knowledgeable, I said, come on, man. Shit. I am the smallest fish in the tank right now. I'm sitting with some of the legendary, some of the people that are crushing in the game, and I'm learning every single day from you guys. So thank you so much for having me here, man. I appreciate it so much. But you are hilarious, dude.
I appreciate
that. You are super funny.
I would love to have a Kong, Jamil, like video collaboration where we just break the internet and make everybody a real estate
if you
investor.
did a show like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, like what I'm saying? Like an improv real estate show
where Brett and I tell you guys one thing you have to do and you both have to come up with your own skit.
Yeah, dude. And then when Jamil said, hey, the word that's coming out of his mouth is this and that, dude. Most people don't understand the word that's coming out of my mouth, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because the accents.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding.
Wait, you have an accent?
It's great. But Kong, you are wholesaling and you do a tremendous you do deals.
Yes.
So Brent was asking a question to me about what I've been noticing in the market as of late. What are you seeing? Where are you primarily investing, and what have you been seeing going on in the market as things have kind of unfolded?
You're primarily in Seattle, right?
Few months.
Yeah. So basically, So basically in Washington States, but I'm probably too poor to wholesale in Seattle. So I try to stay outside of the skirt, like outside of Seattle. So we go everywhere else except for Pierce County. It just, I'm sorry, King County. It's just too expensive there. Yeah. This was like back in last year. We try to go there because obviously when you bigger spread there, right? Because of the higher price. So bigger spread. You're talking about 6-figure plus on one wholesale deal. So we try to drop 30 G's into the marketing. Got like 2 phone calls. Nothing. And I say, dude, this is too much for me. So if you want to see any kind of a dent, you're talking about you need to drop like 100 G's. So because there's some big fish there. So I say, you know what? I'm the baby fish. I'm the little Nemo. So let me just take anything outside of it. Yeah. So we just focus there. We try to jump into 2 other virtual market. But now I think because of the market where it's at today, we're just bringing it back to where we are. But the wife is wanting to get into Airbnb. So we just closed on the first Airbnb in Arizona.
I saw that.
Dude, now check this out. Dude, I would never imagine one day that I would own something in Arizona or even possibly moving. Dude, she's talking about moving to Arizona.
Yes!
And this is what I said.
What happened here?
I said, dude, Lon.
This whole state would turn into a black hole.
I told Lon, I said, Lon, let's listen. If we move to Arizona, I don't know if I can do real estate anymore, dude. Like I will get eaten up. So
no.
I know.
There's so many deals here.
If you move to Arizona, you might become the 4th host of Wholesale Hotline.
Yeah, you might, bro.
Yeah. No way. Oh, stop it.
Legitimately, I think that would be pretty neat.
Looks good in the seat.
He sure does.
Looks good in the seat.
Come on, man.
Shit. Let's go get this money.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, man.
So
this is
good.
so awesome.
So you're primarily dropping direct mail as your main lead gen source?
No, man. Right now, we're doing very little in direct mail.
Okay, what's your strategy?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of probably cold calling.
Yep.
We're doing a lot of text messaging.
Yep.
And I think we're trying to stay away from the whole direct mail just because for us in our market, it's not working as well.
Right.
But I'm not saying that it's not working in other markets.
Right.
And I know direct mail still work, but it's just the cost of it for the return of it.
Yep.
So we just do text and we do cold calling.
No internet?
Oh man, PPC. No PPC right now.
Yeah.
It's incredibly difficult. I'll be honest with you. Like we've gone back and forth, and we continue to test. And of course, we work with Brian. He's incredible. But PPC it's a beast.
Yes.
It can be extremely expensive, and it's kind of wavy, and it's tough building a robust business model off of a very, very fast-paced moving target when it comes to ad spend for PPC.
Yep.
Because if you want to do PPC, you got to have deep pocket like Jamil.
Actually, if we'll be honest, I'm the poorest person on this table, I think. And I'm pretty rich.
Yeah.
He is pretty rich.
Awesome.
So, guys, this is a question and answer show. Make sure that you put in the comments any questions that you have for Kong. I mean, he is here not for too long because he's got to get to dinner with his wife
Where are you taking
for her
her?
birthday.
To go pick some oranges, I'm sure, right?
Well, that too, because that's free. But I'm thinking like, Burger King, maybe a little McDonald's,
maybe.
like a little cheeseburger.
That's so good. Oh, it's so awesome. Great. Yeah, guys, bring your questions. Also, for everybody that's watching this, do us a favor right now. Hit the like button. YouTube's algorithm wants to see that you're engaging with us, that you like us. Leave a comment, drop something. Just be as engaging as you possibly can. And also, I want to remind you guys that if you're not listening to the Wholesale Hotline podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you're missing out a tremendous amount of content, because what you see here weekly is only 1/7 of what we put out, because we're putting out content on the Wholesale Hotline podcast channel every day, and it's different from what you're listening to over here. So if you're not a part of the podcast community, get out there and get to it.
Well, how important is it to build up your business with referrals, with people that you squad up with people that you joint venture? Like I really think that everybody should be as loud as possible if they're getting value out of the shows and the podcast, because then it brings more people into 100%. It, and then you get more interaction.
Activity. Well, we've seen it, and there's been plenty of people who have talked about the deals that they're doing with folks in the comments of Wholesale Hotline.
That's it.
And so people are connecting, building businesses, creating business partners, structures. All this is happening in the comments. And what, $150,000 in assignment fees was made a couple of weeks ago from two people who squatted up together?
Come on, bro.
Come on.
It was $255,000.
$255,000 in assignment fees from two people who squatted up in Wholesale Hotline's comments.
That's top 5% income earners in the country.
Right? And that's happening just off of a podcast. So, guys, do your part. Subscribe, like, go download the podcast, leave us a review, and be good stewards, because good karma will find its way back to you.
Hey, I got to tell you guys something that's kind of cool. So there's a story on Wholesale Hotline you guys have not heard yet, but we have somebody in the side chat that squatted up with somebody else in the side chat about 3 weeks ago. Okay. And they go off, they do a deal together. It was actually a deal I turned down. I'm like, I literally replied back. I go, I'm too busy. I can't deal with it. Jamil and I are filming 14 hours a day for the TV show. I can't. I go, here's somebody to go work with, right? That didn't work out. They went to the comments in Wholesale Hotline. They found somebody to JV with. They go and sell the deal thinking they're going to make $100,000. 50-50 split. They're both going to make 50 G's.
Nice.
Okay. They just find out, one of them finds out, that's kind of running and controlling the deal. They found out they're going to make an extra $100,000 above what they thought. So the other person that they JV'd with in the comments on Wholesale Hotline is going to find out next week's Wholesale Hotline that they're making an extra $50,000 that they didn't know about. They're going to find out about it on Wholesale Hotline. I'm setting this up right now.
Yeah.
That's what my whole entire village makes in a whole entire year.
Look at the comment. Look at the comment. Look at this. That's impact, brother.
Oh,
isn't that incredible?
Hey, Kong, you've been a huge motivation for me. I speak English as a second language too, and seeing you crushing helps me think I can do it too.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And that's super real, because people come to America from everywhere.
Yep.
And
it's probably,
the fact is,
that comment probably came from one of my family.
No, but it's honest, dude. It's honest. And you know, there's so many people that are trying to change their lives, and you're literally inspiring an entire generation of people to get into real estate, man.
Thank you so much.
It's great.
Thank you.
So a couple of things. I think we should pull up some questions in the side chat, guys. Yep. Let's fill some questions.
Here's a question that I see Daniel Radcliffe asked: how do you comp a multifamily property when there's no comps nearby? Daniel Radcliffe, if you were paying attention to when Tim Bratz was here on Wholesale Hotline the other day, multifamily is not comped based off other properties nearby. It's based off of its income. So you're not going to comp multifamily by multifamily because there's something nearby. You're going to comp it based on how much money it's bringing in, its cap rate.
Are you talking plus 4 units?
Yes.
Because below 4 units
still
comps.
single family. Yeah. Before single, you're 100%
so
right.
Make that clarification. Because most of the time we're talking, it's duplex, triplex, fourplexes.
Right.
That the people are finding, and that you do want to find some comps, but still,
even then, there's still
the investors are going.
They're still going income approach on the fourplexes and threeplexes as well. In fact, I just did the sixplex, and I thought I overpaid, and then when we looked at it, I didn't.
Right.
I didn't overpay at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jesse.
So you're buying multifamily now?
Yeah.
Okay, big guy.
I mean, listen, I'm getting into it because here's the thing. I cut my teeth on multifamily to start.
I know.
And then I went away and I just wholesaled single family for about 6-7 years, and everything changed in the multifamily space. So I had to become a student again. I had an opportunity to work with a heavy hitter multifamily lady in town. Her name is Sophia Willits. She's an incredible investor. She's flipping multifamily properties all around the entire city.
Awesome.
I brought her this sixplex. She did some comps and immediately saw the value in the deal. We're actually JVing on it together. Our plan is to take it down and then resell, make a profit.
Awesome.
I think we should make a few $100,000.
Do you run into a lot of multifamily?
You know what? I like when it comes to rentals for long term, I do want to do multifamily. Like I don't want the single family. Like I don't want to have a bunch of single family. I like them all together if possible. So one of my goals this year is to buy 20 units where I'm at, which is in Washington.
You want to
State.
buy? You want to buy them in Washington? How about 18 units in Florida?
No, I'm buying that.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah. I don't think I have a big.
How we put our money together and buy it together?
I don't think I have a deep pocket for that 18 units.
It's 1.79 million for 18 units. That's
okay.
It's very good.
Why don't you and I buy it together?
Deal.
There you go.
Okay.
Done.
John Galan, I think you might have just sold your building. This guy, John Galan, has been growing his beard.
Yeah.
Since he started in astro flipping, and he's refusing to shave his beard until he gets his first deal done.
Dang, dude.
Awesome.
So I think you and I buy this building, and this fool shaves his beard.
John,
do you get to shave it for him? Like
maybe
a barber?
we shave it in Vegas. He's going to be in Vegas.
We shave it
and
on
we
stage.
shave it on stage.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Hey,
That's exactly what
guys,
we're going to do.
speaking of Vegas, so unfortunately, Clever Summit is completely sold out 40 days ahead of time.
Oh, dang.
40 days ahead of time. It's actually oversold. It's going to be the craziest event ever. So sorry, guys, if you guys did not get in. It's
Any virtual?
They're not looking at virtual yet.
Just keeping it tight.
Yeah, they're it's Cody Sperber's last event he's ever going to do, and he's been doing them for 15 years.
Yeah,
wow.
It's Cody Sperber's last event, so he's going crazy. So
here we go.
A lot of people are curious, Jamil, since I beat you on the link competition, are you going to shave your beard down to the chin strap again?
No, that wasn't real.
That was a real bet.
That wasn't a real bet. You said that. I said that, but I didn't say that.
Okay, you're right.
Do you want to get this one? Here we go. Newbie to wholesale. I started cold calling last week. I found a lady who inherited her dad's house. Sister-in-law moved in and stopped paying rent, and she won't move out. Any advice on what to do? I assume from here. First of all, she wants to sell but doesn't know what to do about her sister-in-law.
Tell her to sell. Tell her to sell, and then whoever she sells to will deal with the sister-in-law. In fact,
we have a deal right now.
Yep, and we did a deal a couple of months ago, the one on the golf course where you had that
was a great deal.
It was exactly the same situation. A sister inherited the property. She has another sister living in the property. The sister living in the property is a deadbeat, won't pay rent, won't do nothing, won't move, doesn't care.
I would say this is 50% of our deals right
100%, right?
50% have somebody living in there.
He brought up referrals at the beginning of the show. He said how important are referrals. That lead came from Rylas Dana. Shout out Rylas Dana, probate attorney.
Woo!
He's been on our show. We love Rylas. So Rylas brings that lead to me. I call the seller and we close the seller. And the way we close the seller is I said, She goes, I don't want to deal with my sister. I don't know what to do. I go, here's what you do. You sell it to us. We will close on that bad boy. We will own it. And I will personally knock on that door and tell them to get their ass out of my house. That's what we did. And so Jamil and I JV'd on the deal. We went and sold it to your buyer,
Jacob Chapman.
We both made 15 grand or whatever it was. He went off to make like $150,000 on the flip.
He crushed it. He knocked it out of the park. He, in fact, called me. Actually, what he did is he sent me a screenshot of his bank account having surpassed $1 million. And said, thank you so much for affecting my family's life. He wanted to thank you. He wanted to thank Keegley. He wanted to thank all the people that were involved in that transaction because it got him to that place where he broke $1 million cash in the bank.
Woo.
All from flips?
From flips.
Awesome.
Dang.
That's dope.
Love it.
So that's what I would do. I mean, I would close on the deal or find a buyer that is willing to close on the deal. Kong, would you ever be willing to close on a deal if you're going to fix and flip it?
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, it all comes down to if the number makes sense. And yes, this situation comes all the time. And I got to say one thing. It's money talks and bullshit walk. You lock under it. You come over there with a stack of 10 right? 10 G's. Dude, I promise you, man.
Cash for keys.
Dude, absolutely. 1K don't work. Well, how about 5K? 5K don't work. How about 10K? So as long as the number makes sense, dude, money talks, man. Drop 10 G's, find her a place, give her a little extra money. Game over. Done.
Yeah,
she'd be like, I'm out of here.
Typically, people that are sitting there squatting in a house don't have money.
Right?
Correct.
They're
there because they got no money.
They got no money, man. Because they understand no money. No honey, baby. So I'm telling you, we run into this all the time. And our buyer, the same thing. Our buyer's like, hey, Kong, we got a squad in here. They won't move. As long as the number makes sense, if we can have the spread, we'll have to do cash for key.
Right.
And it works. I'm telling you, it works 99% of the time.
So Pace, I wanted to just clear up a rumor. We were competing. Pace won. Okay, guys. I'm gonna announce the defeat. I was defeated quite embarrassingly from Pace Morby on the contest on who's gonna use whose link. But guys, Pace is not that kind of a guy. Everybody who bought on Pace's link or my link is gonna have a chance to win because Pace loves all the communities and everybody that's involved.
What are they gonna win?
Well, Pace, talk about it.
I want to hear you say
it. No, you say it.
So on stage at Clever Summit, I'm going to pull a randomizer out like a software.
Yep.
And everybody that bought tickets through my link and Jamil's link, I'm going to select somebody in the audience and I'm going to partner with them for 30 days by physically moving myself, my wife, my kids out to their town. And for 30 days, I shut down all my other businesses and all my other endeavors, let my partners run them, and I dedicate 30 days to their business. And what I'm doing is I'm attempting to do 5 things in 30 days. I'm going to get their first wholesale deal. I'll get that done in 12 hours.
First deal.
Easy. Okay. First wholesale deal done. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get their first sub 2, their first seller finance. I'm going to get their first flip under contract, and I'm going to get the contractors the money raised.
Yeah.
I want my name on it.
And then finally, my goal is to get a
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, please.
The fifth thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get a multi-family deal under contracted and funded, and I'm going to have them as my partner on that deal.
Wow.
Send me that link.
Send me that link now. That is better than a Christmas present.
Here's the problem, guys. The problem is we talked about this for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We ended up selling out the Clever Summit. And it's locked out. So I'm not trying to promote it. It's locked out. It's sold out.
I think
you guys didn't.
Sorry, bro.
Y'all didn't take advantage of the. I mean, we were being honest when we said, "Hey guys, like this, it's gonna sell out," and then it sold out.
It oversold. And Cody Sperber called us both today on set.
Stop.
He's like, "Bro, I shut down the website. Stop talking about it." So I had to go on Instagram and say, "Sorry guys, it's completely sold out."
Yeah.
So if you did get a ticket, you did the right thing.
If you got a ticket on Jamil's link or my link, you did the right thing. Here's the caveat to that. If you're not physically there in person,
someone else is going to get picked.
Well, dude, do you think here I am building this up for the last 4 or 5 months? I'm going to go take my family, my wife, my kids to somebody's, North Dakota or some shit. And somebody wins on the randomizer thing and they're not even in the audience?
No.
Dude, if somebody wins and they live in Phoenix, I'm going to laugh so hard.
It'll be amazing.
Be so great. I got to stay in my house for 30 days. It's like vacation.
Let me real quick. And it's just sticking to my brain. And I got to get it out before we move on. That last question about the sister-in-law or the mom-in-law staying in the house. first step is have a conversation with that person because there might be a lot of friction between that relationship and they might move on. And just like Hong was saying, then you can approach them. Hey, what can we do to help you financially to move on? A lot of times there's just not a really good relationship for a ton of other reasons. And sometimes they're like, yeah, we'll just move out. This literally happened to us down in Casa Grande. Jeremy just sold that deal for $147,000 profit today. But yeah, she was living in the house. She got the house in a divorce.
$147,000 profit in Casa Grande.
Yes, we got it for $67,000.
Was there like $140,000 worth of meth in the garage? Like, how did you make that? That's amazing.
No. It has another $100,000 worth of opportunity in that deal.
Oh, I love it. So you left some meat on the bone.
Oh yeah, always. By the time it's done, it's going to be fantastic. But the gal got the house in a divorce. In the divorce decree, had 6 months to get it in her own name under her own loan. Didn't do it. 9 years later, he goes back to the court. The court gives him the house back, and he's like, "Just take it. I don't care."
Wow.
Happens every day of the week.
Yeah.
Not for us, but I mean for somebody. Somebody has that story somewhere across the country every single day, probably 100 times a day throughout the country. It's just taking shots. It's just getting up to the bat. It's having a quality conversation with the distressed property owner and solving that problem.
There was a comment in here about somebody that is dealing with a husband and wife that are split up. The wife is not picking up the phone, etc. Okay, there it is. Drew. I saw that, but I sorry I didn't get to it. So husband and wife split up. Husband is motivated, wants to sell. Neither the ex-husband nor I can get a hold of the ex-wife. What can I do? So if she's his ex-wife, that means there is a divorce decree. Look at the divorce decree. So I did a deal in Chandler, Arizona about 2 years ago. It was a sub 2 deal, had very little equity. We hold it still to this day. It's an Airbnb. The husband and wife both were on the mortgage. Okay. But in the divorce decree, it said that the wife had to deed the property over to the husband.
Right.
Okay. So we read the divorce decree because when I went to him, he was in foreclosure and I go, well, I can just take this over sub 2. I'll turn it into an Airbnb. He's like, I would do that, but the problem is my wife's name is on the mortgage. I go, what does that have to do with anything? He's like, what do you mean? I go, show me the divorce decree. Sure enough, in the divorce decree, it stated she had to deed the property to him and relinquish all rights of the property. So essentially, she sold it to him subject to.
Right.
Because she stayed on the mortgage.
Right.
So he then sells it to me subject to, deeds the property to me. Mortgage is now still in the husband and the ex-wife's name. A year ago, I get an email.
She's going to love that. Yeah.
Oh, I get an email from her attorney.
I'm sure you did.
He says, we were notified of a sale. The mortgage did not get paid off. And I go, no problem. And I wrote my attorney and him together and we sent him a copy of the divorce decree. And we said, this was perfectly legal. As per the divorce decree, she relinquished all property rights. He then relinquished all property rights to us. Please let me know where this is illegal. Went away. So my advice to you is read the divorce decree, Drew. When you are talking to a seller that's like, I can't get a hold of my wife. Okay, well, go find the divorce decree. And guess what? The divorce decree is public. You can go online and actually look at divorce decrees.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh, wow.
It is public.
There you go.
Oh, so if I want to find out all the juicies of a divorce, I can find those?
Yeah.
Just to see.
Wow. There you go.
Yep.
Awesome. Can we do this wide angle lens a little bit more? I like this one.
Witchley has a question for Kong. Kong, I know when it comes to finding an ARV for a property, every market is different. What's the formula you go with to get your wholesaling fee?
Got it. Great question. So, especially in today's market, so the rule of thumb is 30% or times 70%, whichever way. I like to go 30% because it makes more sense to me. So just ARV minus 30% minus repair minus whatever it is you want to make equal your maximum offer to the seller. Now, in this market, you can go as high. In my market, I can go as high as 20%. So which means I can come in with a higher offer because the market is so hot, because of the inventory, people are willing to pay you more for that property. So make sure that you go and you understand your market and you understand your buyer. And that's why I suggest people that are starting out, they want to go virtual. Oh, I want to jump in another market. I suggest that you should focus on your own market because you probably know your own market, your own states better than any other market, right? But somebody else. So that's what I would do if I were you. So I hope that answered his question.
And in Phoenix, we're at like 70%.
Yeah, we're at 10%. If you're going to go minus repairs, minus all that. But I mean, I'm a buyer right now at 70%, not minus repairs, not minus fee, nothing.
Yeah.
I'm at 70. I'm actually at 75, not minus anything.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm a buyer at that number.
Jeremy's telling me right now people are bidding with a profit of 15,000. Doesn't matter on the size of the deal. With the knowledge of that it's going to be higher by the time they're done with the project.
Right. People are having to buy on speculation right now because we know it's forecasted that double-digit returns in appreciation and inflation are happening.
Yep.
Yeah, but to me, I think those are for people that have bigger deeper pockets.
Yes.
So for those of you who's starting out, like doing one flip or two flips, I'm thinking if you're banking on appreciations and going in there with a tight margin, I'm telling you, if you're into the fix and flip game, one bad deal, you can get even in today's market, you can get a bad deal, right? And you either have to hold on to it, take your money out of pocket to pay for it, so that way you can keep holding on to it. But don't get excited and jump into squeezing yourself tight. Like people that have bigger pockets, they have multiple streams of income. They can take a bigger hit, right? So they can buy property that are in a tighter margin. So for those that are new, want to go in the tight fix where you like, oh, I'm okay with making 15,000 or 20. I'm just saying, I still don't do it.
Well, the conversation we have here on the show is if you're starting out, find an ugly house, get a big check.
That's it.
Do wholesale.
Perfect.
Wholesale that out.
That's it. Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Find those opportunities to find an ugly house, get a big check, start rolling with it, start getting the income, start understanding the language and the process. What's earnest money? What's escrow? What's a title commitment? What are all these things, right? And then transition into all the exciting stuff.
I want to jump on that for a second. Okay. If you guys, anybody in the audience, anybody in the audience that has multifamily deals at retail, if you're, did I turn it off? Sorry, I screwed that up, guys. This is what happens. I screw things up.
There you go.
Brent knows technology. All right. So
it's a power button.
Anybody in the audience that has multifamily where your seller is interested in seller finance, I am a buyer of anything 15 units or more.
Nice.
And if you don't understand creative finance, I will get on the phone and personally close your deal. Okay. So I just did that for your boy out of Charlotte, both his deals. The first deal, I'm paying $200,000 over retail because I'm getting 0% seller finance on a $2 million purchase. Like I just saved myself $1.5 million in interest over 30 years. I got on the phone and negotiated that deal. I'm paying an assignment fee to your boy on a deal I paid $200,000 over retail. Okay. So if you guys are looking to wholesale deals, there are buyers out there for creative finance like myself, and I will get on the phone and walk your seller. I'm personally flying out to Alabama this Sunday to meet with the seller. She refused to sell to me until she met me in person because she's like, how are you paying $200,000 over retail? I'm like, because you're giving me principal only payments. Second deal I'm doing with him, he says his seller goes, I'll sell to you on seller finance because it's going to help me out with my tax situation, but I need to talk to a CPA. So what do? Simple solution. I get my CPA and your boy's seller on a phone call together. My CPA tells us exactly how to structure it. So if you guys need help on multifamily deals, 15 units or more, with sellers that are willing to sell on seller finance, DM me and I'll personally get on the phone and close them shits.
Okay.
There you go.
So Brett, for those of you who are like new into the game, and I agree with you, right? So I keep my business extremely simple. I just wholesale, buy rental property. Now the wives want to get into Airbnb.
Right.
I started out as a fix and flip. I almost went bankrupt, wiped out. I suck at it, and I discovered wholesaling. And I think
you started in fix and flip.
Oh, dude, yes. I started out fix and flip. So I was trying to learn everything, right? I was new into the game, knew nothing about construction. I didn't know what laminate flooring is. I didn't know what vinyl was. So my thing is like, besides just learning everything, the vocab, like I didn't understand, like I wasn't born here to understand that, hey, this is vinyl, this is laminate flooring, this is, so I didn't know anything like that. So I was trying to learning. And then I was trying to run a construction crew. I was also doing the marketing and everything. So let me keep this simple for those of you who's new into the game, just with this, so you understand, to be clear when you get into the game, what you need to do. Because a lot of time when you new into the game, losing focus. Because there's too many shiny objects. We got Pesa through subject to, we got Jamil. Like, there's just too much. And most people trying to learn everything. And when you try to learn everything, and then guess what happened? Procrastination, because you're overload. Because you overload the engine, dude. When you overload the engine stopped working, baby. So I suggest you figure out what it is that you want to do and focus on mastering that one thing. You want to wholesale? Learn how to wholesale when doing just cash.
That's it.
Lock a property under contract, do a straight out cash transaction. If you want to learn subject to, go to Pace and just focus on learning that.
Or don't learn subject to. Just sell your deals to me and I'll buy them all.
There you go. You
wholesale your deals to me. I pay wholesale fees on sub 2 and seller finance deals.
That's what I do.
Just keep wholesaling. Just keep wholesaling them to me.
I'm gonna connect you with John because he wants you to talk to his seller.
You want to do that deal together? I'll lock it up. Okay, cool. I'll lock it up. I'll raise
and then we're
gonna
shave John on stage in Vegas.
That's right.
And I'll wear his
John. Where's your
beard as
I need to see this guy.
Oh, he's incredible. He's actually an accountant, a CPA himself.
Awesome.
He's in tax season right now, but he's decided he's not shaving until he gets his first deal done.
Hey, roll down to Quashawn Carter right there. He says 12 unit out of the question. So Quashawn Carter, one of my students. Okay, do you remember last time we were in West Palm Beach? You and I were both doing our Q&As for our students down in the lobby of the hotel.
Yes.
Okay. So Quashawn comes on. We got like 300 students on there. Quashawn's like, yo, I got this seller I'm having a hard time with. He's ready to go on sub 2. I go, let me get on the phone. I'll close him. He goes, really? I go, yeah, but I want to buy the deal, like wholesale the deal to me. He goes, done. So I get on the phone. I close the seller. Then Quashawn goes and teams up with another student and they don't sell the deal to me. So Quashawn, I'm very proud of you. And you also went and partnered with Mamadou, one of my other favorite students. And so I can't be angry, but Quashawn, I'm happy to get on the phone with your seller on a 12 unit if you're going to let me be the buyer on this one. All right.
Wow.
All right. So,
are you going to come to Vegas?
For what?
For the Clever Summit.
When is it?
April 22nd.
We're in California.
You
so
are?
Am I.
Yeah. Wife and I are taking her mom to California. Because we got
Disneyland.
No, for us, dude, it's not Disneyland. For us, Chinatown, baby.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
That's
awesome.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. It makes sense.
No, but you're absolutely right. Before it, focus. That is, last year the word of the year was get loud or
get loud.
Right, get real loud. Don't just be hidden. Turn the camera around and document your experience.
Well,
right.
Let's talk about that a little bit because Kong is a master. I mean, we've all done this and we've all gotten loud, but I haven't heard from Kong his philosophy on what got him started in getting loud and why you decided to break out because you've got. Of course, you self-admittedly say English is my second language. Like I'm not super comfortable with the vocab.
Correct.
Yet you are extremely confident. You were extremely engaging, right? And so how did this come to be? Why did you decide to get loud and share with the people how you got over any hangups you might have had about doing that?
Sure, let's go. So this happened about I think 5 years ago. So at this time, I got my wholesaling real estate down. I got a team, a system in place. I was working like 2 hours a day, and we're doing about 6 figure a month already, like right at 100,000 marks. And I was like, man, what else can I do? And then at about 10 o'clock at night, I was laying in bed. I pick up the phone, and obviously, guess who? Dude, Gary V. Gary V hopped on it. He's like, dude, you need to create content.
Yep.
Stop being a consumer and be a creator. Too many consume and not many creating. The creator is the one that making that money. And I said, dude, this guy's down. I was like, I'm done. Dude, there's something in me, right? There's something in me that said, man, this is it. Like I love teaching and I love all of that. But then I have this noise in my head that said, Kong, like, would people listen to you, bro? Like, dude, like, I don't know, they might understand you. And so there's a lot of noise, right? And then another thing is like, are you good enough? Like, there's so many gals that are doing bigger things than you. Like, who are you to start putting out content? Who are you to start teaching people? And anyways,
you're King Kong, baby.
Yeah, I was like, let's go! So anyway, dude, there's something in me. I couldn't wait to wake up. I usually wake up like at 9, but dude, I woke up like 6 o'clock. I was so pumped, got shower, drove 15 minutes down to this Boulevard Park, right? The nicest place in my town. Freaking pick up my phone. So you go back to my YouTube, watch all my old video. Dude, it's so cringe. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
But you did it.
Bro, that's my first video. I did not want to post it. And then Gary Vee said, do it, MF, do it, MF. So I just post it, man. So I posted, and then I remember getting my first subscriber, and I was like, dude, someone is listening to me. Hopefully it's not my mama. And then I got to that 100, and then that 1,000 subscriber. That 1,000 subscriber, man, makes everything become so real. And then, you know, and then it's just the more you continue. And I think for those of you who like to teach, dude, getting DM and message from people saying, hey, one piece of your content, dude, changed my life. You know, I'm in a situation where
Raymond says, I found out about wholesaling from Kong's TikTok.
Oh, thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you so much for the love and support, man. Thank you so much. And it's just from there. I mean, same thing. Gary Vee is the one who got me onto TikTok. And same thing, dude. I jump on there, and I was like kind of the few people that was on there, and I was able to continue, you know, constantly putting out content, and really helps me blow up because not a whole lot of competition. But Pace wasn't on, Jamil wasn't on, right there, wasn't on there. So they're like, dude, the only guy can watch is this dude. I got no more options. When they got options, they'll be like, yeah, Kong, you're out of here, bro.
You've already solidified yourself in the history books of what
bro,
you do.
Thank you.
Immortalized, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's see. So I am going to Birmingham on Sunday. So
real quick.
Yes.
How did it affect your real estate business?
Dude.
You know what I mean? There's the you know, almost celebrity on TikTok, right? I mean, for real.
But I mean, he's a legit TikTok celebrity, 100%.
No, but I mean,
millions of followers, bro.
Yeah, 3.2.
But beyond, like, does that bring deals in?
Yes.
Does that help out? Like, how is there a way to get loud, get excited, share your journey with people, and still get referrals, get people reaching out that want a JV or help or whatever, lend you money?
Bro, you got it right here. So when you get social media, every single one of your business get impact because every single of your business get attention. So last year we did about 1.5 million in just our real estates. My social media branding, all right, did over 2 million just from social media. Right. And then my other affiliate, we also do affiliate marketing as well. So it's just what every single of your business get impact. Yes, we get people that are sending you deals where you don't have to spend a bunch of money on marketing anymore because now you got your followers out there just hunting for you. Right. And they trust you. They're like, oh, Jamil's doing deals. Dude, I follow him. I like him. I trust him. I know if I send him deals, he'll get me paid. And he don't care about how much I make or whatnot. Right. So we get deals. Obviously, we get students. We get coaching, like all of that. Yes. So if you have business, and I say realtors too, realtors needs to get loud. Like, dude, if you, especially in today's market where it's competition, dude, if you can get loud, if you can own it, which means everybody in your states, dude, the world should know who you are. If I want to come to Arizona, if I want to buy or sell a house, dude, you should pop up.
Yeah,
you will dominate.
This is a great point. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we went out to Hollywood because I was in contract on a Hollywood Hills house. And we go out there and I go on YouTube and I just type in Hollywood Hills and there's like only 3 realtors that are actually on there. And here's what they're doing. They're just doing tours of other people's houses. And then I go on Phoenix. I'm like, who's doing that here in Phoenix? There's like 2 people. If you are a realtor anywhere in the country, guys, you don't even need to have listings. You don't need to have buyers. You don't need to have anything. You literally just need your phone and go, I'm going to go do a tour of a listing for you guys and show you what a $2 million house looks like in Seattle. It's a tent in a park, but no surprise. But, you know, that's all you have to do to get loud. So when people are curious, like, how do I create content when I haven't done deals? Guys, it's absolutely easy. So even if I'm a wholesaler, how do I create content if I've never done a deal before? Your journey. Right? Brent probably did this the best on, what do you guys call it? Power Saturdays?
Super Saturdays.
Super Saturdays.
Super Saturdays.
And what did you do on Super Saturday?
Invite everybody over to make calls and to just get, you know, a lot of it when we're starting out is just a lack of confidence. So if you have a group and you see other people doing it and you see somebody being brave, it makes you braver. You know what I mean? It's like hanging out with a tough guy, right? When you're around a tough guy, you become a tougher guy. You know what I mean? That's why you feel so good around him, right?
I usually feel hungrier when I'm around him. And I
love how Brent called me a tough guy and Pace called me a hungry guy. They're both right.
So, see, and then the thing is, like, people willing to spend money on marketing, like run ads. But dude, posting content is free. Dude, and people said, "Hey, Kong, how many pieces of content do I post a day?" Dude, how much money does Instagram charge you to post? Dude, they charge you nothing. Dude, it's free, baby. Let's go. And Pace said it the best, dude. When you first start out, and Gary Vee said it, dude, stop worrying about creating.
Right.
It's documentate.
That's it.
Dude, document your journey.
Document. Hey, Eric, would you guys put this on Eric real fast? The camera back on Eric. Eric, sit down for just a second so people can see your face. Oh, you don't?
No, it's right here.
Eric, pop your head around here. I want to give you a shout out real quick.
Come here, buddy.
Yeah, let's go.
Come here over here, bro. He's like, what? I wore my swimming shorts. I didn't know I was going to be on camera. Just say, come over here and just dip your head in here just real quick.
I love the short, bro.
Oh, and he's got his Birkenstocks on. Get your head down here. Get your head down here. Okay. Look at this. Read that out. Read that out loud for me, bro.
Where?
On the screen, bro.
I found this wholesale industry from a real pace made. Thank you all.
So that's not me, dude. It is me, but it's Eric. It's Eric that is helping out. Eric is such an amazing guy, and he helps Jamil out a lot. And guys, Eric, thank you so much, man.
You don't go, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
You are helping a lot of people, dude. Even in swimming shorts.
Yes. My favorite color too, bro.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, Eric does have sick BMX content. It is legit like one of my favorite Instagrams to follow. What's your Instagram, Eric?
Eric Ballman.
At Eric Ballman, BAHLMAN.
Will you put it in the chat? Yeah. There you go.
Let's see. Can't wait for season 2 of Triple Digit Flip. Cool. That's going to be out in a bit. You know, Primal Eskimo actually had a question a couple of minutes ago. He said, what would we do? Okay, this is very different, but he said, what would we do if the internet shut down? Primal Eskimo. I'm not sure. Are you talking about like from our content standpoint or our rental income or wholesale or whatever? Do any of us really rely on internet to do deals?
I mean, yes, that's how we communicate with our buyers.
That's how we comp.
It's how we comp. There's so much that we would be.
If the internet goes down, we have a bigger problem.
We have a huge problem. Right. But the access to information has been absolutely a game changer for everybody. I think this is why when we're talking about wholesaling, and I get this question all the time because I'm Canadian. People say, hey, I want to wholesale in Canada. Can I do it?
Dude, I get that all the time.
All the time. And I'm like, no, you can't wholesale deals. You can legally wholesale in Canada, but wholesaling in Canada is nearly impossible because there's no access to information. The reason being is that the way that it's set up, realtors control all the comps. There is no freedom of information out there. And so if you want to get like non-disclosure states here, if you want to find out how much something is sold, you actually have to go to a realtor to get that information. Then there's no third party like Batch Leads that let you know
it's like
how much it's like the mafia, right? Well, remember, communism, Canada is democratic socialism, right? Which is like just next door to communism, right? So it's very controlled. Now, I love Canada. It's a great place to grow up. It's a great place for free healthcare. But also at the same time, it's got its limitations.
Yeah.
So if you're in Canada watching this show, you can wholesale, just not there. Wholesale in the United States, do it virtually.
However, Jamil did get his first wholesale deal and plenty of other wholesale deals
in Canada.
But it's not called wholesale. It's
called a skip transfer.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you invented it.
I thought
you and David you and David Steed.
Yes.
By the way, are you good? Are you good on time? We still got you for a little longer.
Yes.
I don't want to, starting out with the whole orange situation. I don't want this to be a slippery slope for your evening.
Let me text the boss really quick.
Okay, I want to ask a couple questions. There are a lot of new people in here. Okay, so Brent.
Yes.
What does this business come down to? What are the 3 things this business comes down to?
Well, really,
that wholesale hotline is based on.
Well, first of all, squat up.
Squat up.
Squat up. Right. So, well, and actually, you know what? Tim Bratz hit it right on the head. It's really 2 things, take action and squat up. Take action and squat up. And in that action that's a huge menu of opportunities to take action. Getting in your car, driving around and finding an ugly house is a win. Getting the phone number for that house is a win. Calling that number and hanging up real quick is a win.
Yes,
absolutely. You know what I mean? Knocking on a door is a win.
Yeah.
Turning your phone around and going, you know what? I want to be a real estate investor. I know this is super weird. And I'll probably get some hate on this, but I'm going to document my journey, and I hope you guys will join me. And I'm going to try to own a bunch of properties. You know what I mean? Like, that's a win. Any of these things, going to a meetup, showing up here, getting the information that you need, getting your questions answered, going to whatever, going in and just meeting other people that are doing this business and having the courage to reach out to them through DMs or through, meeting them face to face, whatever it is all a win. It's all in that action taking. Was there a third that you were that's just burning in your brain?
Well, I mean, the three that I was thinking was lead generation.
Oh yeah. That's the three parts of the business.
3 parts of the business.
Yeah, so the 3 parts.
On this, Michael says, do you guys recommend a certain type of lead to go after as a beginner? I'm going to start out. I wonder if any of us have a different answer. To keep this very simple, okay? In Arizona and other states across the country, foreclosures have been back for a good amount of time. Okay. In Arizona, we have an average of 20 to 30 foreclosures, houses getting foreclosed on every single day just in our county. Yeah. So that's 600 opportunities a month that we're missing out on as wholesalers and creative finance buyers, fix and flippers, et cetera. We're letting families go to foreclosure. So for me, if I'm brand new, I'm going to go after a super niche list of just people that I know, only people I know have pain. Okay. They have pain. I would go after foreclosure. What would you do, Brent?
Thank you for the 3 parts of the business: lead generation, conversion, and exit strategy. Right? I mean, that is, I don't care what you want to do. Build up a bunch of creative, a portfolio of creative deals, buy apartments, fix and flip, assign deals, be the bank on deals. All of these different things come down to lead generation, conversion of those leads to an agreement, and then your exit strategy. That's what that's the 3 parts of it. And I apologize. 3 parts is in my brain, not 3.
I understand.
Yeah. Anyway, so with that, real quick,
I like how Brent thinks he has to apologize to me about anything.
No, but I mean, I get where you were going with it, and I just dropped the ball on it. But with lead generation, you have an option. Are you going to buy the leads? Are you going to get referrals? Or are you going to call the leads? That's it. Are they going to call you? Or are you going to get referrals? Or are you going to call them? That's it. That's your 3 options.
When they're going to call you, you're thinking
marketing,
direct mail,
marketing,
because that person's
any
kind
of marketing, whether it be bandit signs,
SEO,
internet,
sign, billboards, TV, radio.
That's it.
Okay, so
sign spinners.
You're spending money on marketing to get the seller to call you.
That's it.
Okay, that's option 1,
and it's great.
Okay,
it's just expensive.
Yes.
It's just expensive. So what do? Well, you build referrals and you go out and you tell everybody what you're doing. This is the master of it right here, right? And you build an incredible business that's very high margins because you're not spending for marketing.
I still have no marketing costs, right? And so that's the beauty of the business that we've built is that, again, every month, everything that we do is a net deal because we didn't have to worry about what was our cost of contract. But if you were to just get started, what would you do?
I'd find an ugly house.
You would drive for dollars.
So you would go market. You would call them, not wait for them to call you.
I would be proactive.
I would go with that.
If I was totally and if you're broke, if you're not broke, if you've got some money, if you don't want to be the person explaining to your wife or husband where that 15 grand in savings went before you get the confidence and before you have the skills and before you have the game plan of knowing what the hell to say to a distressed property owner.
I agree.
So you want to go out and start getting reps with these conversations. You could do it for free. You could do it you could literally get an address of an ugly property, go on the online, type that address in, phone number for that address. It's probably not going to be accurate.
So your advice is essentially driving for deals.
Driving for deals.
Because that's where like 60-70% of people get their first deal is just driving around neighborhoods and going, damn,
80%.
This house looks like shit. I'm going to call them.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to guess what your strategy is because I remember on YouTube watching you call FSBOs.
If you get it right, I will I'll pay.
You'll buy me McDonald's?
Yes.
Okay. Or
maybe
you'll give me the orange from this morning.
So why if you get a cheeseburger, if you guess the right pace, double cheeseburger.
I want a Big Mac.
Okay. Ooh. I don't know, bro. I might have to check my. I might have to call my credit card first.
So I'm wrong. It's not FSBO. You wouldn't call FSBO.
No. So for those of you who are starting out, dude, let me just get straight to the point. Expired listing. Let me explain.
I love expired listings.
When I first started, expired listing get me multiple deals from rentals to wholesale to fix and flip, and it's free. And it will teach you how to network with realtor because you got to call these realtor.
Where am I finding those?
Dude, okay, so I contact an agent and I tell them, hey, can I get access to the MLS, right? By giving them something in return. By, hey, if I call these owners, the number don't work for me, dude, I'll push them over to you and tell them to contact you or you contact them.
That's a great strategy.
But now check this out. When you hit expired listing, you don't want to hit anything a year or 2 years ago. Dude, you want to go all the way back.
Oh, you want to go all the way back?
Hell yeah, bro. Because the reason why is, okay, so you go back.
Hold on, shit. I don't have my own notepad. I need a notepad, guys.
Stop
Damn,
it, Pace. Oh, dude. This is kindergarten for Pace.
Come on, dog. I like this. This is
good. So you go back 6 to 7 years ago. Now, check this out. When you go back 6 to 7 years ago, what was the market like 6 to 7 years ago? Dude, it was not like today.
Will you explain what an expired listing is?
Correct. Expired listing means that these are people that put their property on the market that they like, hey, I want to sell. But for whatever reason, they don't sell. Now they're sour about agent. They don't want to list their property anymore. They don't want to work with an agent. You call them up and you're like, hey, dude, we're investor. I work with a group investor and I want to buy your property for cash. Dude, that is like music to the ear. Now check this out. This is the key to expired listing. So when you go 6 and 7 years back, dude, the price of 6 and year back is not right now. Most seller, when they list that house 6, 7 years ago, well, guess what, Pace? Most of them don't understand or don't know that the market has to appreciate. Even they do. They don't know the market like we do because they don't look at it every day. Dude, if they want 100,000 6 years ago, dude, if they ask him for another extra 10%, you still win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So when you go back, because that's the price they put up. Now they understand nobody buys it. In their mind, it's like, dude, nobody buys it when I list at 100,000. What makes me think I can get 200 G's?
Yeah.
Now you come in, you offer them where they list the property at, and if they even understand the market, dude, you go 10%, 15% more, but there's still a big spread in it for you because the market has appreciated so freaking much.
I like that a lot. It's free marketing.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so
I've called a lot.
The first 3 people, and by the way, this logo right here. This logo is came from a subject to deal I bought from an expired listing.
There you go.
Okay, so I love expired listings for both cash and creative finance. So
Red X was the tool that I used before. It updated, went straight into your dialer every single day.
Is
we
that
call
still
it
around?
as a real estate agent because real estate
still
is
around.
Yeah.
And I love your advice about going back further because if you call the new expireds now, there's 70,
hammered.
80, 100 calls by agents right now. You call them years ago.
Genius.
Another strategy on getting expired
Kindergarten
is go to your title company because they all have that data. And I actually every day, in fact,
send it to me. I'll call it right now. Let's make some calls
every
right now.
every single day, I get an email from my title company with this.
So Pace, you know this. People actually, one of my biggest
what time was this?
Blow up was the whole
what does this say?
Calling.
Expired list.
What time did it come in?
When I first started out, I do cold call.
8:57 this morning. It comes
cold call now
from my title company.
But
every day.
When I got in, I got a little bit monies to start leveraging. So we were standing out and waiting for calls to come in. But expired listing, dude, I hit that thing hard. And I was able to build a lot of relationship with some really good agents.
I would look at Red X.
So you've got ugly houses, drive for deals. Guys, just write this down. If you've never done a deal before, 80% of people get their first deal from driving for deals, right? It's very simple. Get in your car, listen, put on a podcast, cruise around. You would be surprised at how many shitty ass houses are. In fact, I swear to you, it's like 20% of houses out there look like shit.
Yes.
Okay. And it's true. You and I are driving around for this TV show and doing all this
all
stuff.
Day,
like,
dude. We're just looking around at this all day long. We're like, oh my God, can we just stop filming so we can go and buy some of these houses?
Seriously.
Because it's like there's a lot.
You've got expired listings.
Yes.
And I'm saying go after foreclosures. If your market is allowing for foreclosures, I love foreclosures.
I'm gonna throw an audible in the answer.
Oh, we already know this. Well, that's why you had everybody else go before you.
Yeah.
So wait. So if you guys drive around my neighborhood, you might look at my house as shit. But dude,
we did that.
Well, because when you live in a mansion and you look at other average house, that average house to me is like, dude, this is a mansion.
Dude,
I'm just kidding.
We were driving for deals on the TV show. We were driving for deals, and we go, all right, what's the game we're gonna play? And I go, let's find houses that have the ugliest dead trees, like big ass dead trees. So we're driving through this neighborhood and we pull up to this house and I go, Jamil goes, damn, look at that house. That has the ugliest ass tree. And I go, oh shit, that's one of my Airbnbs.
It really was. It really was.
Wow.
It was a little different because I spotted the dead tree from the sky. I'm like, hey, we got to go to that over there.
Yeah.
Pace didn't realize it was his house. As we were getting closer and closer to it, you can see he was slowing down.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh Oh shit,
dude! I can't imagine what you guys would say about my house, bro.
Come on, dog.
Oh yeah, right.
What would you do, Jamil?
I would focus on exit strategy.
Okay.
Because look, why not step into a situation where the deal is already there?
Yeah.
Why not step into a situation where the deal is already there?
Explain it. What does that mean?
Well, so typically what happens is wholesalers will go up and lock up deals. Oftentimes they don't have an idea of how to get rid of that deal. And it happens all the time. I get DM'd thousands of messages from people who say, I got a deal under contract. I have no idea what the hell to do. That's why Keegley became something.
Yeah.
Because people need this. They need help with dispoing their deal. They need to find a cash buyer. They need to go out there and build those relationships. They need to connect the dots. So when the deal is already consummated, when we have the contract in play, let's now commit and actually take it across the line.
Yeah.
What sucks is when people lock up deals and then don't complete them and cancel them. Right? So be a part of the solution. Be the other half of the equation and bring a buyer to the deal.
This goes back to what Kong said. Kong said earlier, he said the hardest, and I've said this, it's like I should put this on a shirt. The hardest part of real estate is that there are too many ways to succeed.
Yes,
that's right.
And so most people kind of spread out instead of focusing and just doubling down. What were you going to say?
Dude, no, absolutely. So when Jamil said that, for those of you starting out, same thing. Like you're hunting for seller. You can't get a property under contract. Well, guess what, dude? Build up your cash buyer.
Yes.
Right? Build up your cash buyer and wholesale. It's free, right? So you find somebody that already has a deal, that did all the work already. Dude, you just help them bring a buyer to the deal, split 50-50.
Yeah.
If they're going to make 20 G's on that, guess what, baby? You're going to get 10K. Let's go.
And that's squatting up.
And it costs you nothing.
Yes.
There's one question. Did you guys see that one about the buyer? Find a buyer first. Let's go to that one just real quick.
Find the buyer first.
Okay, so last night I have 1,800 people on one of my lives.
Damn.
And I said, this is what I said on the live, and I'm sorry for anybody that's going to be mad. I said, I will beat the ass of any guru that disagrees with me. If you are brand new, and of course, look at me, I can't beat anybody's ass. But I said, if you are brand new, you don't understand how to find value. You don't know how to comp. You have no idea about the area. What do? Do you find the seller first or do you find the buyer first?
100% the buyer, because that's where the knowledge is.
Right. If you don't know how to comp a deal, you go find a buyer that can help you verify. So when you are driving for deals and you are calling expired listings, you can call your buyer and go, I don't know how to comp this properly. Can you help me understand it? If you're calling wildly, right? Like we were talking earlier about how sometimes wholesalers will get houses under contract and lead sellers on for months and months and months because
we're talking about a deal that's about that. Here's an interesting, we're not going to name any names, but somebody we know went and locked up a deal. They were supposed to close this deal in December.
December 18th.
December 18th, they're supposed to close this deal. They didn't come to Keegley until last week.
Oh, wow.
And so the seller is sitting there. Here's what happened. The seller has a deal that they're supposed to buy with the proceeds of this house.
Yep.
So they've been strung along for 3.5 months or whatever it is. And anyway, you got to find, if you're brand new and you don't understand how to find value and you don't know how to comp a deal, step one, go to Straight Outta Compton on Sundays. What time?
5 p.m.
5
Arizona.
And then secondly, get a buyer.
Correct.
Do you have any buyers that you could go to dinner with, like they're friends of yours?
Yes.
Okay, Jamil, do you have any buyers that are friends of yours?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, you're on a TV show with one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brent.
Yes.
Guys, you need to have friends that are your buyers, right?
What about my man, Jack, 80-year-old guy?
Yeah.
Incredible man, like one of the best. He's actually one of my very good friends.
Yeah.
And we're completely different generations, two completely different people. But I love this guy. He's one of my buyers, but he's more than a buyer to me. He's like a brother.
I feel like not having a buyer is like going and trying to win the NBA championship with one person on your team. Your buyers are part of your team. They are absolutely part of your team. Most people look at buyers the same way they look at sellers. Like, I should be afraid to talk to sellers. You know what? I should be afraid to talk to buyers. And they're always asking, how do I talk to a buyer? It is literally the easiest part of this business is how to talk to a buyer.
Right.
Hey, can I bring you deals, Kong?
Yes.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, let's go.
Kong, where are you looking for deals right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go, dude. I want to buy something in Arizona right now. Yeah. But dude, okay, so if I say this, I think I'm gonna get you out, but I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
So I think for those that are starting out, knowing what I know today, all right, I think some of you might have to go this route. Is you have to turn a no deal into a deal. And let me explain that. So Paige talked about finding a buyer first. I tell you, the quickest way for you to get a deal done is sometime You have to go lock a property under contract, maybe at the wrong price, but you have to be transparent with the seller and you have to build that rapport. So every single week or 2 days, you got to tell the seller, hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Because now what you got, my friend, is you got inventory. Okay. So let's say you got a property under contract right now. All right. And this seller but the seller has to be somewhat of reasonable, like they're in a situation that they need to sell. But maybe you do all the comps wrong. You don't know how to run the rehab, but you like, you know what? The seller won 150 for it. Like, you at least have to know somewhat of the market is. You lock the property under contract for 150. Now, my friend, you got inventory. Because without inventory, dude, you got nothing to sell. Like, if you have nothing on the shelf, how are you going to sell it? You got inventory. The next thing you're going to do is now you're going to pitch this inventory out to the buyer. Say, hey, dude, 150, pitch it out to 160. 160, dude, I promise you, if the number is wrong, your buyer's going to come back and you're basically going to say, dude, Colin, this is too high. Well, guess what, my friend? When I first started, when a buyer say no, guess what I did? I shut it down. I'll be done. I'll be, oh, man, this is not a deal. I guess I can't. I call the seller back. I cancel. You don't want to do that. This is how you this is the quickest way. Okay, so now I say, Pace, well, 160 don't work, Pace. What will work for you? Well, Pace come back. Pace say, well, 160 won't work, Kong, but I can buy for 120. Well, guess what, my friend? You got a piece of inventory and you got a buyer that's already giving you a price that they're ready to go. Now what you need to do is you just need to link. So if you can build good rapport with the seller, now you turn that no deal because you lock it on contract completely wrong. You turn that no deal back into a deal. And sometime my no deal into a deal, I get even a bigger spread. Because the seller's coming along with you, you get, and then build the rapport. So Pace said, hey, 120, you go back to the seller and you just renegotiate.
So this is a really good argument. I think it does come down to a lot of it being your individual personality. Right? There's a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't want to be in that situation where I'm having to negotiate. And I call it playing ping pong, right? I'm playing ping pong back with the seller. I've been in those situations before. I like what you said is be transparent with the seller. You might just go, look, one thing I gave last night on my live is I told people, tell the seller you're representing another buyer. Hey, I work for another buyer. I'm representing them. They're looking for deals. I'm going to shop this deal to them and see if they're a good buyer for it.
There you go.
And it's okay to go about having that conversation, but I would advise all of that's really good advice. I would just add one thing on top of it. Make sure you are not putting a seller in a position where they're making decisions with their finances, moving out of their houses, all that kind of stuff. So
ask the right questions and don't put people in bad spots, because we've seen so many people where they've gotten into a U-Haul and they've started moving away, and then
Jacqueline, one of my sellers, one of my sellers, absolutely happened. She, the first time I talked to her,
I agree.
I go, you sound like you're in your bathroom. She's like, well, I'm laying in a sleeping bag in an empty living room. She's like 85 years old, by the way. And I go, why are you sleeping in a sleeping bag? She goes, I filled up my U-Haul a month ago. I've been waiting for these guys to close on my house. I go, what price did they give you? $300. I go, Zillow says your house is worth $289. They paid $300,000 for your house. She goes, yeah, I need the $5,000 of my proceeds to go move across the country. I'm out of money. So guys, don't put your sellers in those situations. But I do agree with that. There's been a lot of times I've gotten deals done where I tell the seller, hey, I'm representing a buyer. Let me go shop it to my potential buyers and I'll let you know what they say. And you go back to the seller and you have the rapport strong enough to go, look, my buyer's willing to pay blah, 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 blah. And you work yourself into the deal.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of chat in the chat. People asking, hey, is there a Keegley here? Is there a Keegley here? A Keegley there? Guys, there's Keegleys all across the country. 90, they're not in every market. 90. They're over 100. We're in 110 markets now. If you want to know if we're in your market, 110 markets. And
you guys still are closing me out. I can't buy a franchise.
110 markets now. All you got to do is DM me on IG at JDamG and I'll help you out.
I also think that there's something to be said about finding a really good deal.
But if you don't know value.
Well, what I'm saying is there's the internet. If it's around 66% of Zillow, if it's above 250, if it's below 250 to 100, 50%, and if it's below 125%, you're going to be pretty close. And then at that point, you can talk to all of the buyers and get all of them. Because some buyers, in my experience, when I started out, the buyer agreed to the price that I locked it up at because I just threw it out there. And then they put on $92,000 in the first 2-3 deals, but where I could have gotten a lot more.
This is also an argument I make all the time. That's, in my opinion, that's not a real buyer. That's a guy playing both. He's playing both sides of the fence. right?
But how do you know if you're talking to a wholesaler versus a cash buyer?
You look at the public record.
No, I mean, he owns a ton of properties.
Are we talking about the same person? I think I know who you're talking about.
Derek Jar.
Oh, okay. I like Derek Jar.
Yeah, he's a huge developer. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, I like Derek.
But that's who I sold my first 3 deals to, and he assigned it to other people.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's how I learned it.
But you were leaving money on the table.
You don't know, and it's the whole reason that I mean, Keighley has exploded because they give people buy prices. Well, there's no buy prices if there's no opportunities. So what's your buy price in this zip code? Well, it's all over the place. Give me a specific address.
Well, no, I'm saying, look, let's say I'm driving for deals, which is your advice, and I love the advice.
Yes.
That's right. I drive for deals. I call seller. Seller says, yeah, I would take a cash offer. I would immediately call my buyer and go, I'm going to walk into this appointment tomorrow. I need to know what is your sight unseen highest price, and I'm going to go in there and negotiate. Once I get photos, I'm going to get myself in a 10-day inspection period close to your purchase price.
I think it gives you a lot more confidence.
It's what I did. That's how I got my first deal. I went to Jamil, not understanding value, not even understanding what the word assignment was. And I go, what would you pay for this? He told me. I made 25 G's on my first deal. And I go, so now I got this contract. What do I do? He goes, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this thing called an assignment.
It's great.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Yeah. Look at him now.
Yeah, I've done a couple of deals since then.
But I would say there's Keighley's out there to verify the numbers. You've got real estate agents that you can talk to. You've got other things.
Understand value. I believe you got to understand value. And so great. These are all great strategies. We all have different strategies.
And for all of you guys that are not tuning in to Straight Outta Compton on Sunday, and you fancy yourselves real estate investors, shame on you. No, really though, shame on you, because you need to watch that shit. You have to understand how to value houses, and there's tricky ones every week.
Everywhere.
Every week I get one, and Pace sends them to me. He sends his students to. They're like, hey, go piss off.
I actually tell my students, I go, literally don't go there unless you have a really challenging one. And so they all go look for really challenging deals, and I've never seen somebody stump you ever.
I mean, I'll be honest. If I've been stumped. I have been stumped, and typically where I'm stumped is when it's like a very different type of property in a rural area.
That's it.
And then I'm like, well, you know
Call
what?
an agent.
Yeah, it's very difficult. This is difficult to comp because there's nothing there to pull from. But otherwise, I'm very good.
Okay, so here's another really good question.
Some likes on here so that we can expose the channel. Give us some likes. We got 59. There's 631 people here. Let's get some likes on here.
People, guys.
Hit that like button.
Love. Come on.
It helps.
Here's a question. I saw this pop up there a little bit ago. Okay. They said, if I have money to start, does that change what I should do from the very beginning? My answer is no.
Exactly. Why do you want to lose your money?
Here's the thing is, like, you guys see Ryan in the side chat. See Ryan Kokerhans. He is my partner in my multifamily business. He's one of my partners. Guys, we can do so much in this business. I'm going to literally add over 100 doors to my portfolio this month. With zero ad spend. Okay, zero ad spend. Jamil and his 110 franchisees nationwide will do 300-400 deals this month with zero ad spend.
Oh, baby Jesus.
Okay, if you guys understand how to squat up, there are so many people. Kevin Cho right there in the side chat. Kevin Cho. Kevin Cho for a long time was focusing on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. And that's how he got his first 5 deals. Zero ad spend. So for me, I would prefer you jump into this business without spending a bunch of money. Do you agree with that, Brent?
100%.
I agree. I see we've got a lot of new people. Guys, if you're new to Wholesale Hotline, just write yes in the comments so we can see them pop up. If you're new to Wholesale Hotline, write yes so we can see that you're new.
Well, for me, if I got the money to start, depending on how much, I would not drive for dollars. I think, to me, if I got the money, I wouldn't drive for $1.
What would you do?
I think it's a waste of time.
Would you cold call?
Correct.
You would hire a cold caller.
No. When you first start, you do not hire a cold caller. So, okay, I got to go after this. So I would poi list. I would just poi list, right? And I would just skip trace, and I would sit there pound the phone. By the time you drive, dude, I would on the phone just pounding already. So
you can virtually drive for dollars, though.
Yeah, you can do that too. But I'm just saying, if I have the cash to start, I would not drive for dollars. I would not go door knocking. Me anyway.
Yeah.
Right. I would pull a list. I would skip trace, and I would just pound the phone.
Yeah. Bamboo's coming out to Bamboo Patton is the son of Big Boy from Outkast.
All right.
Bamboo just joined. He just joined Sub 2 today.
I'm so sorry.
He's Big Boy's son, and
boss is here.
Hey,
love you,
man. Are you gonna get laid tonight?
Oh, jeez, Lord, baby, Jesus. We Asian, man, we don't talk about that. Like growing up, no, seriously, growing up, I've never seen my mom and dad hold hands in public.
What?
Never, dude. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, for real. Asian, we don't don't show affections in public. Yeah. That's why when like you're really in a traditional Asian family, boyfriend and girlfriend, you bring home and the boyfriend trying to hold hands in the house. Dude, your mom and dad said, dude, that's the wrong man.
Wow. Hey, so hold on. Don't leave.
Yes.
We got to get one group photo before we leave. Why don't we wrap up?
Let me give him a hug first.
Oh, dude, boss is mad already. Hey, bro,
let him go. Let him go.
So much for having me, man.
Let him go.
I've seen you on. I see your energy and being here.
Stand up. Just stand up.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Oh, guys, hold on. Just a second. We got to take a photo.
Happen.
Hold on. Come over here, brother.
Oh my God.
Take a picture.
Bye. Thanks for coming through. That was a lot of new listeners.
Yeah.
A lot of new listeners are here learning about wholesale real estate. So guys, if you don't know what Keegley is my disposition company. We help people providing you buy numbers, providing you comps, and bringing you buyers for your deals. So if you want to connect with one of them, reach out to me on IG. It's at JDAMJI, and we'll help you out. Also, Brent, don't you do a weekly show where you help people?
Every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Arizona time, which is now Mountain Standard Time. We go live for 2 hours. So if there's any questions that slip through the cracks here, make sure you join us. It is 2 hours from 10 to noon on Wednesday. We do a Thursday show with Ryan Zolan called Millionaire Before 30. Do not miss that. Do not check that out. Jeez. It's the worst pitch of all time. Yeah, it's too great.
Don't watch me. We're too good.
It's too good. Yeah.
And then it's at JDAMJI, guys, right? At JDAMJI. And then Pace, you dominate Sundays. What are you doing on Sunday evenings?
Depends. Last night we had a little over 2,000 people show up to a random air meet. My wife and I did a deal together in less than 2 hours, start to finish. That was dope. A lot of people watched that. Brad from A&E tuned in and watched us there. But usually I do Sunday service on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Been doing it for 2.5 years. Usually get about 900 to 1,000 people that show up to that. So that's a lot of fun. One thing I'm going to be doing on this Sunday is I'm going to be traveling out to Alabama and then also Atlanta. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm flying into Birmingham Saturday night after you and I speak. And I'm going to drive up to I'm going to drive up to a little north of Birmingham, look at a 18-plex I'm buying, drive over to Dalton, Georgia, where I'm buying a $2 million commercial building that's already rented out, subject to. Brad Lee and I are collaborating on that deal. $0 out of pocket, $2 million in the portfolio. Then I'm driving down to Atlanta to check in on a sub 2 deal I did with Jamari. I'm going to grab dinner with a handful of people in Atlanta and fly home. So if you guys are in Atlanta.
Are you going to be back for Monday?
I will be back for Monday.
Amazing.
I'm going to do
all of that. I might join
you. Dude, you want to?
Yeah.
You want to do the whirlwind tour?
Might as well.
Bro, that'd be a blast. You want to jump in a minivan like we did the last North Carolina tour?
All right, let's go.
So guys, we are going to come out. I'm planning on visiting a couple of things, a couple of people. If you guys are in Atlanta, you want to grab dinner with Jamil and I, please DM us. We'd love to see you. We're going to be shouting out to a lot of our students there, but if we can do a cool little quick meetup and then Jamil and I take the red-eye flight home, that'd be dope. We'll see you guys on Sunday in Atlanta.
Amazing. Guys, we are just so grateful to have the incredible audience that we have. Again, we had over 18,000 downloads over the last week. So make sure that you're going, because I keep seeing these things. You guys need to do the show more than once a week.
Yeah,
we do this podcast. We do a podcast every single day.
Monday through Sunday on
the Wholesale Hotline podcast. So go to Apple Podcast and download that cheese.
Yep.
Go to Spotify and download that cheese. Okay. You want to listen to the podcast because that's where it's happening. Okay. Quit it with the with it.
There you go.
know what I'm saying?
Quit it and
I
hit it.
think so.
Quit it and hit it.
I think
hit it and quit it.
Hit it and quit it. Toot it and boot it.
Yeah, toot it and boot it.
Love it. Great
what a
show.
Day. What a great show.
Thank you, Kong, for being on here, and especially on your wife's birthday. And thank you guys for joining us. Join me Wednesday at 10 a.m. Join Jamil
Sunday 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Sunday service, 7 p.m.
And join us every single day on the podcast. We love you guys. Wholesale Hotline is out.
We out.
See ya.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing?
I didn't say that thing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Cool. I think we should use the one where Jamil doesn't say anything.